Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas, and in this video, I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at my new website at thomasmcgee.tv. So one of the things I think has been valuable and I like to do with my videos from time to time is just give you a behind the scenes look at some of the things that I'm building or creating. If for no other reason, you can start to garner ideas or thoughts or ways that you can apply some, or if not all of the strategies I'm applying to your own platform or brand on the web. Okay, so as some of you may know, I'm a WordPress designer and developer, which means that I've been building websites for a while, over 10 years now. I've been custom coding and designing and building WordPress websites. Now, during that time, I've garnered a lot of information. I've learned a lot. I've seen behind the curtain of a lot of big businesses and smaller creators of what works and what doesn't. Now, one of the really popular strategies that you'll see out there for a lot of independent creators and people with their websites, and it's a good strategy, would be to offer some sort of opt-in, right? So you've got a lead magnet on your front page or somewhere prominent on your site where people will get a free PDF, a free video, a free audio file, or podcast or interview, or something of value that you're going to offer in exchange for somebody joining your email list. And then from there, you'll send them regular emails, which give them updates of useful content. And so you over time start to build that email list and hopefully use that email list later on to sell the products or services that help you run your business. Now, I think this is a really good strategy, but recently, and as I've been building a new WordPress theme that I've mentioned in previous videos called Notable Press, it got me thinking about this whole concept and why people opt in or subscribe to us to begin with. And the number one reason that people will subscribe to you or have subscribed to my YouTube channel or who have subscribed over at my website is because of the value produced in the content. So that got me thinking, what if instead of offering this ancillary PDF, which may in and of itself be valuable, or this ebook or something else, what if instead to grow your email list, you adopted a hybrid strategy that would allow people access to even more of your content by joining your email list? So this is a really cool way to do it, but up until now, there hasn't really been a simple way to employ it until now. Okay, so before we go any further into that, let's go ahead and take a quick look at my website, and I'm going to break down for you my strategy so that hopefully you can employ it as well for your content and your website moving forward. Okay, so here's my website, my new website at thomasmcgee.tv. And as you'll see here, this is going to be pretty typical amongst a lot of websites today, which is that you're going to have a headline, which is going to, I don't recommend, particularly if you're a creative or whatever type of platform you're building, I do not recommend that you do what so many people do and say, hi, I'm Tim, I'm a web developer, or I'm Sally, I am an interior designer, right? Instead, what you want to do is put something here that implies a transformation or a benefit to the person visiting the page. So in my case, it's I help, or people will be able to create their own brand on the web and all that entails. And then a subheading here for more information, which gives a little bit more context to what that headline means. But again, rather than offering the standard of what you'll typically see here, which is get my free ebook or my free mini course, which are valuable, but instead people will be able to gain instant access to all of the content that I create. I'll create some content on YouTube. I'll create even some videos on here that people can access for free. But there's also going to be content that is only available to those who subscribe. And then beyond that, there's just a quick learn more. We've got a nice, simple about me, that sort of thing. But the idea here and the strategy is that people will be able to have a place that you own and you control, which you can always point people to, where they can get access to all of your content, and then have that content that is restricted. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at one. Okay, so what I've done is I've navigated over to the latest tab, and you'll see here this piece of content has a little lock attached to it. So once we go into the actual page itself, you'll see that you click play video, and it's just going to scroll down to this place where it allows people to sign up for free to then gain access to that content. So let's take a quick look at what this site now looks like once I've created a free account and I'm logged in. You'll see that it's much different. No longer does it have that call to action up at the top because they already know my mission and why they're there. They don't need to be reintroduced to me every time. Instead, what it shows is my latest piece of content here and then what's trending across the site. And then similarly, we have these content rows that show up below. But if we were to go up to latest and we were to click on that link, you'll see that then somebody could play the video and it's going to show up with the nifty little full screen video player, just as you would imagine. So one of the big problems I find with most websites out there, the first question I typically ask of somebody who's getting ready to build a website, right? So somebody says, I just really need my own website. I need my own home on the web, that sort of thing. My first question I'll ask is, what's the website for? Because I would argue that probably about 95% of the websites out there that are for creatives or for people who are creating content on the web is really just a digital business card. It's just meant to tell the about me, the what I do, the links to all of my social websites, and then the link to that place where I typically create all of my content, whether that's TikTok or YouTube or some other platform that in essence has ownership over all that content in one capacity or another. And really, I've seen that over the last several years, particularly as people are getting huge on TikTok or massive on YouTube, as a massive missed opportunity. Because every single follower that's being gained on that platform is a follower that's owned by that platform. So that's when that got me thinking further, well, what if somebody could create or easily build and establish their own platform, kind of their own Netflix style approach to delivering video content or delivering a podcast, delivering articles or written content, or even email content. I'm actually in the process right now of building a plugin that allows you from your Notable Press site to actually send emails directly to the people who have subscribed to you. So that would completely remove the need for a third-party email service provider. Now, one of the things that people have done from time to time is create a blog. But the problem with a blog is that they're so static in the way that they deliver their content. One of the things that we really like about YouTube and that we like about Facebook is that a lot of what we see in our timeline or on our recommended is fairly relevant to what we've already been seeing, or relevant to what we need to see when we're logged in and when we're not. So similarly, if we take a look at this site, you'll see that rather than just a list of the latest when you're not logged in, instead it's broken down by category. And not just category, but specific things that I personally can help people do with my content. So you can just get a quick taste of the type of things that I do by just scrolling down my front page. And then if you want to, you can just kind of get a free sample by clicking on one of these. And as you can see, it's very similar to a Netflix style layout. Somebody can then just click play video, and then they've got that play video player built in. And again, the same thing goes for a podcast or for articles or a combination thereof. And then as you can see, I've got calls to action all over the place for people to create an account and secondarily join my email list. And then of course, once they sign in, you'll see this front page start to change. Again, we've kind of already went through that, but you'll see the latest. You'll still see each of these categories with the latest content to each of those specific categories and or topics. But again, it's tailored to content. It's tailored to delivering content in a way that people are familiar with and that makes it easier to consume. Now, beyond that, I've actually got a couple of other links in here. And one of those things that I like to talk about in my videos are resources, things that I've either made or using and or recommend. And so I've got built in here a nice collection of the things that either courses I've created or freebies I'm giving away or tools that people could use to create and to build their own website. At the end of the day, people spend a lot of time on Netflix. They spend a lot of time on Disney Plus or Hulu Hulu or even YouTube. And the reason isn't because it's a static, scrolling, easy to use block-based page builder that most websites are today. Instead, they're content driven. They're tailored and designed to make it simple and easy for people to consume content. And so that's why I decided to begin renovating my website using that same type of approach, only on a platform that I own and I control. And naturally, this is something that I want to see more creators starting to do. So what I've done is I've actually put together for you a free trial. So if you would like to build a website just like the one that I've created at thomasmcgee.tv, you can do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link in the description where I will have a link to a free trial. This free trial will give you Notable Press free for 30 days, as well as a video training series where I walk you through step-by-step how to get this site up and running. And I think you'll find that it's a lot easier than you think. So am I saying that we should ditch social media altogether? Should I shut down this YouTube channel or should I close my Twitter account? The answer is no. Instead, what I think we should do is we should use the reach that we get from these free platforms that give us exposure to audiences that we never would have had before and drive them to a site where we can build a list of subscribers that we own and that we control. So as always, if you found this video useful, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.